So we moved around a lot because we were always running from the law. Whenever they would arrest my mom, they'd have to go through all these names because she had all these aliases. We go to all these different states. I would assume different names. My name's been Marilyn, Susie, Salazar, Flores, Garcia. So, anyways, I digress. That's why I brought my IUD here. It's got my little set here so I don't forget what I was talking about. But they own their own dealership, so we moved around a lot, which made me the new kid all the time. I was always a new kid at school, always. And I got bullied a lot. I was a very, very shy, I know, hard to believe, a very shy and awkward child. So I got teased and pushed around, and I got called a lot of names like half-breed and dirty little Mexican. And finally I was like, you know what, Grandma? That is enough. Little racist grammars, you know. So my mother's mother is very white. So it's my dad's mother, who is Mexican. And she's so cute, she's still alive, she's 96 years old. Yes, I know. And she always tells me, I can't see you, Susie, but I know you're there. And she'll look at me from the side of her eye. I think she must have cataracts or something. But she is forgetting everything. She morphs all of her stories into like, you know, I mean, like she has me back on the ranch in Tucson. I'm like, no, that wasn't me, Grandma. I've only been alive for 56 years. It's like an 80-year-old story, you know. But she forgets her words. She forgets her words. My grandma calls her crotch her crutch. And I've tried to explain to this 96-year-old woman that although this is a crutch for some people, it is not so much for you, Grandma. Not so much for you. My grandma has 2 hernias, 2 of them, and she cannot remember the word hernia, so she calls them her balls. And yes, they are located right down here. So if she's been standing too long, she looks like she's packing in her little polyester pants. I swear to God. And that's where the picture on Facebook, someone took a picture of me grabbing my crotch, and I look like I'm going, oh, you know. I was talking about my grandma and her balls. She's a lot of fun to take to parties because she has no filter. And like a 14-year-old adolescent boy, she's trying to show everyone her balls, okay? I'll bring someone who doesn't know my grandma, and they'll say, hey, Grandma Betty, this is Joe. And Joe, they always like get down, get this, hi, Grandma Betty, how are you? Because she's really short now. How are you? And she'd be like, oh, my crutch, it hurts. Would you like to see my balls? Where are you going? Where are you going? Every time. Little grandmas and balls. So we'll get back to grandma later. But I was raised with a gay brother. Anybody else raised with a gay brother? Well, this is not one. Okay, this is what I said. It's not the one I was going to talk about.
He was for a month.
He was what?
He was for a month.
Who was?
My brother.
Okay, well that on again, off again homosexuality.
He really wanted to, but then he realized he just doesn't like dick.
Oh my God, this is Liam. Brother doesn't like the dick. I'm sorry, okay? This just became a rated R show. Anyways, my gay brother was always trying to make me look and to act more feminine, as gay men do. And he had all of this to work with. All of this, people. See, my brother always wanted me to be what they call a lipstick lesbian. But I'm more of a chapstick kind of girl, if you know what I mean. Just wear the chapstick, you know. But we had a lot of fun growing up. We had a lot of fun. We were unsupervised all the time. So we would be inside the room, and we'd be swapping toys and clothes all the time, you know. So I'd be in one corner with his jeans and t-shirt, not much has changed, playing with his Hot Wheels, and he'd be in the other corner with my sundress and sandals, playing with my Barbies. Okay, but my brother David was a very special child, because he not only played with my Barbies, I'm gonna date myself here, but he used to take my Sew Magic machine, and he would design their dresses. And then we would put them on to G.I. Joe. And then we'd make him get married to Big Jim. Swear to God, it was way before married equality, you guys. We were way ahead of our time. And these 2 little bears marry each other. Oh man. But you know the whole argument for marriage equality was they wanted to keep marriage sacred and traditional. Oh shit, you know? My parents were married in prison. That's how we kept it traditional, motherfuckers. in Tehachapi State Prison. Yes, yes. My stepfather, he divorced his first wife in prison and then married my mother while he was there. And it wasn't because they were trying to be married and all happy. They wanted conjugal business, guys. You can't have the conjugal business unless you're married. So, anyways, my mother had a big mean streak with her though. Very mean. I won't go into the abusive side of her, but she was that type that she'd be walking across the room and she'd hit her foot and she'd turn around and she'd just slap the shit out of me. And I'd be all like, what the fuck? She goes, you wanted that to happen. Jesus, she can read my mind. Oh my God. Oh, poor moms. Reading my mind. So, anyways. So, my mother put down on Facebook that she was retired. Retired from what? I mean, the FBI in prison did end her career. You cannot sell heroin anymore, lady, and they put her on parole, and they went on, her and my stepfather weren't allowed to even live together. They're like Bonnie and Clyde. So, she's retired on Facebook. Now, see, I didn't know my real father growing up. I met him a few times. I met him once when my stepfather was in prison again. And my mom brought him in to help him kick heroin. So he came in, he like got cleaned up, and then he was working as a trash man. And he was only there for like about 3 weeks, but that's what I remember about him, is he was a trash man. And we moved around a lot, so in my mind, I thought every time, I was only 6, I thought all these trash men, every time I see the trash men, I'd run after him, me and my brother all, Daddy! 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 Can you imagine back then, especially? Oh my gosh, my illegitimate children, let's go. I didn't know until I was like 9 that they weren't him, But when I was 14, he revisited me and decided that it would be a good idea to take me to Disneyland for a little father daughter bonding on my birthday. And that fucker got us kicked out within 1 hour. 1 hour, because apparently it's against the rules to smoke marijuana anywhere in the park. And my dear father thought he'd spark one up on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride just to make it more interesting, Now, this is a true story, but there's nothing more embarrassing for a 14-year-old girl, for me, to be escorted out of Disneyland by Goofy and Toby. I swear to God, they're all hi-ho, hi-ho, smoke, don't slouch, you go. For the sake of that joke, they did not sing that song. But I want you to know that when we got off that ride, they started singing the no-no songs. Remember the song? No, 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 I don't smoke it no more. And they escorted us fucking out like that, and they're all tired of waking up on the floor, and they took us out of the park. I'm like, what just happened? So, my mother called me up the other day. Just trying to keep myself straight here because I will digress. My mother called me up the other day, and she's like, Shuji, because she takes a lot of Vicodin, you guys. She goes, I want you to take me shopping. I'm like, oh shit. I hate to shop. I know I look like a fashion icon. But I hate shopping, but she's getting older and I thought, you know what? I should do this. I should take her shopping. So I went to her house and I'm like, okay, where do you want to go? And she told me she wanted to go shoe shopping. I was like, fuck. Seriously? Really? Mother, you don't have any legs. Which means you don't have any feet. How can I take you shoe shopping if you don't have any legs? I mean, she has prosthetic legs, and what she said was, well, I want to buy some prosthetic shoes. No, that's the fuck I want to buy some pretty shoes for my prosthetic feet. I was like, you know what? Just give me the goddamn legs and I'll take them shopping for you. I'll take them shopping. She's all, fuck you, Shushi. Some people just cannot take a joke. And I want you to know that when she walks across the floor and hits her foot, it doesn't hurt. I was told I'm going to go to hell for that joke. And I'm taking you guys with me. Taking you with me. Oh my God, I have this crazy aunt. When I was growing up, she was just a fun aunt. Everyone just have that fun aunt, that. And every time my mom and them would go to jail and prison, she's only 7 years older than me, so she would just, we'd have like, she'd me brush her hair, and and give her maybe I was her slave, because she had to give her manicures and stuff, and she just doted on me. She was a really sweet girl when I was growing up, but as I got older, she just became fucking crazy, okay? She became crazy, and when my grandmother, her mother, passed away, she lost her fucking shit, okay? She just lost it. Now, when we were younger, my aunt she was obsessed with the Osmond brothers, and she loved Donny Osmond, and she loved Donny and Marie. And that was my first concert, was the Osmonds. She took me to an Osmond concert. I mean, she's wearing the purple socks. She would bogart her way up, and she would get pictures with all these people. And when the Donny and Marie show was on, she got it to where her and my grandma were sitting like in the aisle. So when Donny's singing, he sings and then he kisses them. And you know what they say about stalkers? Don't touch him. So he kisses my aunt during this song on the cheek. And all of a sudden, she started telling everyone they were going out. I'm dating Donny Osmond. Then my grandma passed away. She didn't sleep for like 3 or 4 days, and she just started having like what we call like this psychotic break. She became very delusional. Excuse me. I just dropped my IUD. and she was stopping people at the funeral place. We're trying to make these arrangements, and she's stopping them, and she's going, "Hey, it's gonna be time to security. Donny Osmond's gonna be singing." I was like, well, stop telling people that. She goes, no, really. And she always touches and pokes. No, really. I call Utah, I call headquarters. I put this call in, I put a request, because she became Latter-day Saint. She became a Mormon just for Donny Osmond. I was like, oh my God. So she said she called the Mormon church, and she put her request in. And when I came in for the funeral, on the program, it said, special guest, Donny and Marie. I'm like, maybe she pulled it off. So I sat down, my uncle does a eulogy, and then he goes, and now, a special guest has arrived for Tretha. That's her name, because they gave people fucked up names back then. Her name was Tretha. She did not have a lisp. Showed up for Tretha. And they're going to be singing a special song for you right now. And I'm like, holy shit. Everyone just like, got like, whoa. And we're looking around, it got real quiet. We're waiting for Donny and Marie to come out. And then you hear, and over the speakers, may tomorrow be perfect. The whole song, and then at the very end, my uncle and my aunt come out and say, Donny and Marie cannot be here tonight because they had another engagement. But they send their condolences and sympathy to the Brown family. I'm like, what the f-? And that's my crazy aunt story. I just got to get that out, because she always says I don't tell stories about her. Are you recording that? Because now she's going to know what I really think of her. I love you, Aunt Debbie. She's very sweet. Anyways, there was a Michael Jackson sighting. Did you guys hear? Too soon? Did a Michael Jackson sighting on a piece of French toast. A piece of French toast. Over in the state of Georgia, there was somebody was making French toast, and this is a true story. Look it up on Google. And the One Glove Wonder came out, I guess, on their toast. And the whole city ran out of bread trying to replicate that toast. They ran out of that particular bread, replicating Michael Jackson toast. Okay? That toast sold for $55,000. $55,000. And do you know who's bidding on it? It was Kirstie Alley. Why? Weird Al Yankovic. Now I understand that. Weird Al. Stevie Wonder. I don't know. Stevie Wonder, but the person who won it was Roman Polanski. Does anybody know Roman Polanski? I know. He won this piece of French toast for over $55,000. And if anybody doesn't know who Roman Polanski is, he fled the country a while back because he was sleeping with some kind of underage girl or something. He wanted to be arrested. Let me get a drink of water here. I drank too much crack. I didn't talk into a crack lady. I smelled too much crack on the way in here. Anyways. Okay, so have you ever heard of the wind chill factor? The wind chill factor? Okay, if you don't know what the wind chill factor is, it's the temperature that the wind registers when it hits your skin. I I always thought it was the windshield factor. Right? I mean, many times I'd be sitting in a friend's car and they're like, hey, hello, how cold is it outside? And I'd reach up to the windshield and I'd say, you know, it's pretty cold out there, it's about 40 degrees, the windshield factor. And nobody ever corrected me. Nobody corrected me. I used to think that ends meet was a kind of meat that only rich people could afford. Because I hear my family in the room, they'd be saying, you know, we are so poor, we cannot make ends meet. I'd sit in my room and say, you know what, when I grow up, I'm going to fill my freezer full of ends meet and I will make it anytime I want. Fuck this poor shit. I thought all this about until a few years ago and someone corrected me. I just want you to know that someone did correct me because they were a fucking grammar police, okay? Anyways, so I went back to see my grandmother in California, and she had a blistering rash from head to toe. Just on her palms, rash from head to toe. And I was like, Grandma, we're going to take you to the doctors. See, my grandma doesn't have a doctor. She doesn't go to the doctors. That's why she's alive at 96. She doesn't have a doctor. So I went into the telephone booth. I went into the telephone book, and I found a doctor around the corner from her, and I called him up, and I made an appointment, and we went. So word of advice to anyone who's going to cold call a doctor and make an appointment, you need to find out what kind of doctor they are. I took my 96-year-old grandmother to a fertility clinic. And they looked at me, they thought it was for me. I'm like, no, her. And I should have known while the uterus is on the wall and you know, and the way the receptionist reacted when I gave him my grandma's Medicare card. and so she went back and she talked to the doctor, and then she said, well, he'll see you. I'm like, okay. And I didn't know we were at a fertility clinic still. And we went back into his office, and he's like, lady, why did you take so long to come see me? I said, hold on, doc. She is not here to conceive. She's got a rash. So he looks at her rash, and then he looks at me, hey, come on in. And she looks at her, and he looks at her rash again, and then he looks at me, and he's like, has she been exposed to syphilis recently? Oh, you fucking pervert. Weirdo, she's been exposed to syphilis. Have you, Grandma? And she's like, no, but my crotch, it hurts. Would you like to see my balls? Now, you know what? It was $25 for the ointment and $75 to see that doctor. But the look on that doctor's face, when Grandma tried to show him her balls, just say it with me, it was priceless. Yeah, that was priceless seeing that happen. Now, I've been wearing glasses for over 10 years now. You guys want to stand? Okay. So I've been wearing glasses for about 10 years. And you can't really see without them. You know, everything's kind of a blur. And a friend of mine told me the other day, she's like, go outside and look at the moon. It's beautiful. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, but I'm lazy, so I just looked out my window. I'm looking out my window, I'm like, well, that is a very bright moon, and it's very close up. And I put my glasses on, I was looking at a street light. And when you don't have your glasses on, right? Yeah, here you go. I did not know I needed glasses. It wasn't because I couldn't read. It was because I shaved for over a month with the cap on my razor. That's how I knew. That's how I knew. And the only way I realized it was this. I went to the beach with some friends, and my friend had some magnifiers on, and she's like, you don't wear glasses? I'm like, no, I don't need them. And she goes, well, here, try them on. So I put them on, and I looked down. And I had Elvis Presley sideburns growing down the inside of each line. It was hunka hunka burning love was happening here. I thought I was sexy. I'm like, holy motherfucker, get out of here. What's going on? So I bought glasses straight up after that. Yes. So, most of you probably know that I don't drink. I don't drink because I'm a horrible, horrible drunk. But the first time I got sober, because it's done a couple of times, first time I got sober was because, I was awake in the morning, passed out, blackout, drunk. You know, and those were the good times, you guys. Those were the good times. But the reason I quit drinking was this. And maybe this has happened to some of you guys. I got tired of waking up after a heavy night of partying next to someone not so familiar and happened to ask that awkward, most embarrassing question. And it goes like this. Didn't you have a vagina last night? And teeth? What's going on here? What's going on? And with that story, as I can tell you now, I'm not a gold star lesbian. Gold star lesbians are women who've never had sex with men, and I do not qualify for any medal. I lost all my medals drinking. I'm not even a tinfoil lesbian, okay? I'm more of a paper towel lesbian. They call me Brawny, the quicker picker-upper. So, when I moved to Sierra Vista, I was driving through Sierra Vista, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of lesbians out here. But then upon closer examination, I realized there wasn't a lot of lesbians, but just a lot of unfortunate haircuts. I see them all the time, it's like, ah. But I started working at the local hospital, as some of you guys know. I'm a psychiatric nurse there. Do I look familiar? Yes, I do. I started working at the local hospital, and I hadn't been there more than a month when every fucking lesbian came kicking their way out of the closet, you know, dusting off their 30-year marriages. Where have you been? We've been waiting for you. They thought I was their leader. They thought I was their leader. I was like, hold on, there's been a bit of misunderstanding here. For I am not your leader, but have been sent here to teach you a little fashion sense. So cut off that mullets and kick off your orthopedic shoes and follow me where? To Bisbee! I felt like the Rainbow Pied Piper and come on, let's go, guys, let's go. It's Disneyland. Do you guys know who Pat Robertson is? And Jerry Falwell of the 700 Club? The haters. Well, Pat, I swear to God that they were lovers before they should have came out. But Jerry Falwell passed away. Pat Robertson is still going strong, just doing little hate things here and there. And he said, Pat Robertson said not too long ago, because they have these gay days at like the amusement parks, and at Orlando, Disneyland Orlando, because the Orlando Park, he warned them. He warned Disneyland. He said, you know, you go waving that flag in people's faces. It's going to be bringing some hurricanes, some earthquakes, some terrorist bombs, some meteors. I'm like, fuck, we're powerful. We are powerful people. Jerry Falwell said that if the homosexuals aren't stopped, if you guys don't know by now, I'm gay. No. He said that if the homosexuals aren't stopped, that they're going to take over America. And I believe we're doing it one fucking letter at a time. We're taking over the alphabet first. Because when I was a kid, it used to be just the gay community center. And then it became, around the AIDS crisis, became the gay and lesbian community. And now we're the LGBTQIAP+. It's all the way down. We're just taking it over. Good old Jerry Falwell. He had his own program. He had his own little slogan was, you can choose in, you can choose out. That kind of like Michelle Bachman's Pray Away the Gay program, where they put you through some rigorous straight camp, and then you come out and you marry somebody and start sucking cock. I don't know. I love you now. Let's do it. Now, my mother thinks that I'm a lesbian because I'm just trying to piss her off. Are you kidding me? That's a long time to hold the resentment, don't you guys think? You know, it's for 40 years. I have just been in this heterosexual closet. I cannot wait until you kick the bucket. So I can come out and start doing it with some mans. Sorry, I forget there's a child. Okay. Well, I know who your mother is, so. Where do you think I got this joke from? accidentally texted somebody? Like you're texting someone else, but you accidentally texted to somebody else?
Yeah.
I accidentally sent my resume to this girl I was asking out. And she sends me this little text back. She goes, well, you know, I'll go out to coffee with you. you didn't have to send me your resume. She was very impressive, very impressive. Oh man, I was going out with this girl, and she went over to the side, and she's texting. And while she's over at the side, I get this text that says, I'm sorry, but we cannot see each other anymore. I'm seeing somebody else. I don't think it's that. So I went over, I said, excuse me? I'm just breaking up with someone while she got on a date with me. Was this meant for me? She's like, oh no, you see like the cheeks got all red. Oh no, that was for somebody else. I'm like, yeah, well that didn't work out. And what else did I do? Oh, I was at work. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me for what I'm about to tell you. But I was at work and we were doing what's called telemedicine. Okay, and that's when the provider's not on site, they have to do like a Skype session across. And someone's got to be in the room, so I'm in the room, and it's taking a long time for this patient to talk, and it's like, fuck her. And she's just like, she's going to discharge, but she's complaining, and she's complaining about me for one. She's like complaining. And I was like, shoot. So I sent a message to Dawn, the nurse, who's not here, right? Dawn's not here. I sent a message. I sent this message to Dawn, a text. I said, I would be out there sooner, but this whore is whining. And I call everyone a whore, okay? I call this, that's just my words. But I heard the provider's phone go bloop. And I was like, and she's like reading it, and then she like looks at me. And so I sent the text back, I'm like, oh damn, autocorrect. Sorry about that comment, that's not what I meant. Oh my God. Gotta watch what you do, gotta watch what you do. I was exercising. When I exercise in my house, I just wear a sports bra and I wear some little shorts and I work out with my weights and I'm all by myself, so I check my messages. And someone messaged me from Facebook and got a Facebook message, so I open it up, I look at it, and I set it back down. And then after my workout, I just started stripping my clothes off, okay? I was smelling like... I picked up my clothes, so I put them on the floor, and I thought, I wonder if I could wear these for another workout. So what do you do? I started sniffing them, and I looked down and I was video chatting someone. I hit the floor, I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, and I went and I looked up, and the girl that I had accidentally video chatted didn't know that we were video chatting. And she just told me she quit smoking, and she was walking with a cigarette in her mouth. I'm like, holy shit. Watch what you do, people. If you go on Facebook and you're on Facebook and you're like chatting with someone on Messenger, there's a little camera there. There's a little camera there.